Hi, Lee Calvé here for Women and Adventure. Thank you for joining me this morning. And today I want to talk about habits. Habits are an ingrained belief that we carry around rather unconsciously, and we do them automatically without thinking about them. And I want to talk about habits by telling you a story of a young woman who was having a dinner party. She was very excited about this dinner party. She'd invited a lot of friends, and she was going to use the brand new roasting pan she'd gotten for her birthday. And it was big enough to fit a Christmas turkey. And she was going to be serving roast beef. So she went to the market and she picked out a piece of meat that seemed like it would be big enough for everyone, but she was not quite sure. She was a little bit nervous. She wanted everyone to have enough to feel full when they were done. So she took the beef home and she put it in her pan, and when she put it in the pan, it looked a lot smaller than it did when she bought it at the market, of course, because it was, the size for a turkey, and this little roast beef was in there. And then she started to prepare it as her mother had taught her to do, which was to slice off about a ½ an inch off of each end of the roast beef. But she stopped before she did this because she was concerned that she would have enough. So she called up her mother and she asked, "Mom, why do we cut the ends off the roast beef? Is it to make it more flavorful? Does it make it more juicy? What is the deal? I'm a little concerned that I won't have enough if I cut, an inch off of my beef." And her mother replied, "Well, I don't exactly know. That's how Grandma taught me to do it, so I've always done it that way. Why don't you call her and ask?" So the young woman called her grandmother. And she said, "Grandma, I'm having a dinner party. I'm concerned that my guests will have enough, and I'm cutting about an inch off the meat. Why do we cut the ends off the roast beef?" And her grandmother said, "Well, I don't know why we do it. That's how my mother taught me to do it. Why don't you give Granny a call and ask her?" So the woman called her grandmother and asked her great-grandmother, and asked her, "Granny, why do we cut the ends off the roast beef?" And Granny replied, "Well, I don't know why you do it, but my pan wasn't big enough. That's the only way I could fit it in there and get it cooked right. But you do what you want. It'll be fine just the way you cook it." So the young woman had the answer to her question. There was no reason why they cut off the roast beef. It had just been passed from generation to generation, and it had become a habit. She was thrilled. She cooked the meat. Everyone loved it. Everyone commented on how wonderful it was, and they all felt full and had a wonderful party. So I challenge you to look into your life and see what habits you have. Some habits we think of are really destructive, like smoking or drinking too much, or drugs. Those kind of things can be really destructive. Then there's the more insidious habits that we don't so much think about. Habits like thinking, "I'm too fat, I can't do it, I don't have enough time." Those first reactions that come to us that may or may not be true. Just patterns of behavior that we do over and over again. So if you will look at your habits and notice them when you catch yourself doing them, and change them, choose a different thought, choose a different way of being around these habits, and see where that will take you. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and take the adventure of getting rid of your habits that don't work for you anymore. Have a great day. Bye-bye.